Today is Ash Wednesday, so, you know, if you see somebody with ashes on their forehead today, it means either they went to church or, if you're here in Hollywood, put a joint out on their face. Guillermo, are you giving up anything for Lent?
Wheat, Jimmy.
What?
Smoking wheat.
Wheat?
Yeah.
Did you say wheat?
No, I say smoking weed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know you did that.
I do, so...
This explains so much. It really does. You know, if you're looking for something to give up for the next 40 days, Pope Francis has an idea. The Pope is encouraging us to stop insulting each other online. He said Lent is a time to give up useless words, gossip, rumors, tittle-tattle, and speak to God on a first-name basis. I'm with him on everything but the tittle-tattle. That I will not give up. I wonder what prompted the Pope to pick this particular subject. I mean, maybe he was on Twitter and he saw somebody wrote Pope Francis looks like Kermit the Frog, or just learned the Pope is a virgin, what a loser. Or ever notice how Pope Francis looks like a holy DJ Khaled? No, I haven't. Please, stop mean-tweeting the Pope. Send him a direct message if you must. I hope the Pope didn't watch the debate last night, because the Democrats engaged in a good deal of tittle-tattle last night in Charleston, South Carolina. It was a mess of a debate. If you didn't see it, this is what you missed.
Reparations, and I challenge everyone.
Senator Klobuchar, next question. New topics, new topics.
Fight for my life. Yo, killing me with this.
We're watching the Democratic debate right here on CBS.
I think Senator Kelly has a shot. I really do. Everybody was fighting to get a word in. You know, for a lot of these candidates, it's desperation time. This was their last shot. They were waving their hands in the air like they just don't Medicare, and in a way, it helped the moderators keep it moving.
A few pre-debate questions before we start. To save time, please answer by raising your hands. Does everyone understand? Great. Did everyone use the bathroom? Does anyone still need to use the bathroom? Senator Sanders, you're going to have to hold it. Okay, would anyone like to tell Mayor Bloomberg to screw himself? Very good. And who ordered the pastrami? The plain chicken breast? The caviar? A jar of mayonnaise? This salad with a comb in it? Senator Klobuchar. Lastly, is there anyone who knows they shouldn't be here? Thank you, Mr. Steyer. Goodbye. Okay, then. Let's begin.
Mike Bloomberg had a better showing than he did at the last debate, and somehow managed to buy 2 commercials during the debate. Mike Bloomberg has now poured more than $500 million into his campaign. And even if he doesn't win the nomination, he says he's prepared to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to help beat Trump. But Bernie Sanders says he doesn't want the money. When asked by NBC News, Team Sanders said taking money from Bloomberg is a hard no. Has any no from Bernie Sanders ever been a soft no? I mean, he gives a hard no to trick-or-treaters. So, we have no sugar daddies. But what if Bernie took the money, what if Bernie took like $300 million from Mike Bloomberg, hooked up with a stripper, dropped out of the race, and moved to the Cayman Islands? Wouldn't that be a hell of a plot twist to all of this? Trump would be so jealous, for sure. This debate was all over the news nationally, but especially in South Carolina. And I want to congratulate Danielle Seat of the WMBF news team in Myrtle Beach, whose coverage of the debate made her this week's winner of the award for excellence in reporting.
Great TV's Danielle Seat joins us live now from the Gaillard Center in Charleston with what we need to know ahead of tonight. Good morning, Danielle. Well, all eyes will certainly be on Charleston.
Well, you know what? Her hair looked good, and that's what really matters. The big winner last night at the debate, according to Donald Trump, was Donald Trump. The president watched the debates on his way home from India. He's flying JetBlue, and they have the TV. So this morning, he tapped out a 2-part review. Part 2 said, Pocahontas was mean and undisciplined, mostly aiming at crazy Bernie and Mini Mike. They don't know how to handle her, but I know she is a chocker. He misspelled choker and did it in quotes, which I think means he was quoting his own misspelling from 2018 when he called Marco Rubio a chocker. Or maybe he was jockeying, I don't know. And then the vice poodle piled on the Democrats. Mike Pence was in Michigan last night at Keep America Great rally, speaking to a group of farmers for whom he compared what's going on with the Democrats right now to a demolition derby.
I mean, I grew up in a small town. County fair comes to town, right? So everybody with the crummiest cars in town would drive them into the infield and crash them into each other until only one was driving. So now you've got all these Democrats with the crummiest ideas in politics smashing into each other, and eventually there'll still be one still running. But I think we all know how this is going to end. There's going to be a monster truck with a T on the hood that's going to drive into the infield and roll over the top of them.
That's just what the country needs right now, a monster truck rolling over top of us. Long live President Truckosaurus. And if the monster truck doesn't get us the coronavirus, well, this coronavirus is starting to make people nervous. Experts say this could be the fastest spreading virus from Asia since Gangnam Style, which is scary. It's already having an impact locally. Even the Masked Singer is wearing an extra mask. Now, we do our show right in the heart of Hollywood, and this is a place teeming with the dirtiest superheroes from all over the world. If any neighborhood is going to get coronavirus, we're in prime corona zona right here. So health officials are recommending that you avoid any kind of physical contact with other people. They say countries like Japan are less at risk because their traditional greeting there is a bow, and we, for whatever reason, are sticking with the handshake. And that's just dumb. I'm giving up the handshake for Lent because it doesn't mean I'm not going to be friendly, but in fact, I came up today with a virus-proof greeting. It's called the patella hello, and Guillermo and I are going to demonstrate it now for you. So let's say Guillermo and I have just kind of run into each other on the street, and I say, hello, Guillermo. Right? It's good. And then if we really... It's like a fist bump with your knees. And if you really like somebody, hello, Guillermo. There you go. Go back to your spot. Thank you. And all you have to do at the end of the day is make sure to wash your pants. That's all. The president is doing everything he can to calm this nation's nerves. This morning, he tweeted, "My fellow Americans, while I know this is an uneasy time, trust that your representatives in Washington are working around the clock with the world's best scientists to protect you and your family from this terrible disease. When we band together, we are strong." Oh, he didn't write that? Oh, no, he wrote this. "Low ratings, fake news, MSDNC, and CNN are doing everything possible to make the coronavirus, spelled wrong, look as bad as possible, including panicking markets if possible. Likewise, their incompetent do-nothing Democrat comrades are all talk, no action. USA in great shape." He's right. Why is the liberal media only focusing on the negative side of the coronavirus? It's so biased. This is all part of his "if you can't spell it, you can't catch it" campaign. He's especially worried about this, not just because of the stock market, which is key to his re-election, but also because he just realized how hard it will be to eat a bacon cheeseburger through a face mask. So today he held a press conference to again reassure us that he has this virus completely under control.
Because of all we've done, the risk to the American people remains very low. We have the greatest experts in the world, really in the world.
He gave a rambling presentation today. Of course, he congratulated himself for his actions so far, and he downplayed the virus. He said the flu kills a lot more people than the coronavirus, so I guess we shouldn't worry. I know alligators have killed more people, too, but it doesn't mean we should go jump in the swamp. He showed a list saying the United States is ranked #1 on a list of countries that are most prepared for this sort of thing, and then the president announced who he is putting in charge of fighting this virus.
He's really very expert at the field. And what I've done is I'm going to be announcing exactly right now that I'm going to be putting our Vice President, Mike Pence, in charge.
Didn't it seem like Pence didn't know that was going to happen? I hope the virus isn't spread by kissing ass, because if it is, they've got the wrong guy. Seriously. Mike Pence is in charge. Why is Mike Pence in charge? What is his plan to stop the virus? Abstinence? I think Trump might be trying to kill him. I really do. If you like that video, click subscribe and we'll be together until one of us dies.